be patient with me. This is completely new. This is something that I am experimenting with, and I hope you will join me and let me know what times and days work for this. I really am new to this, but I want to do this more often. So I'm a little nervous. You can tell I'm like thinking out loud. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I get so excited talking to myself. My name is Jean, and this channel is called Learn with Jean. And my whole idea behind this channel is really teaching you and empowering you to become really. Please check video resolution. So my whole concept behind this channel is really to empower you and teach you to learn for yourself how to build your business, how to scale your business, and what tools and strategies you need to grow it. Oftentimes, this is speaking from experience. I am a Thinkific expert. I have been working with clients using Thinkific for the past 6 years. And I began this journey when I left my full-time job. Full disclosure, I didn't just leave my full-time job. I actually got fired from a full-time job, which in hindsight is a kind of a funny story because it was a really steady job and it was a really good job. I like to think of it as like you can never get fired from the job, but I got myself fired. But I'm really glad that I got myself fired because in hindsight, I wouldn't have experienced all that I've experienced in the last 6 years, specifically with learning to grow a business, learning to teach and how to improve how I teach and improve how I help others. So that's kind of my backstory. I really love to learn. I love to teach, and I'm continually on a journey of learning to learn and teaching to learn. I have a background in kind of like education teaching, but I like to think of myself as like many of us, we have our inner teacher in us. We are naturally drawn to teaching and sharing what we know just because that's who we are. And I think that's how we discover that we are natural teachers and that, you don't need to have a formal degree to teach. You don't need to go study teaching to teach. We all just intuitively know how to teach and how to help others learn. My biggest example is I taught myself how to ride a bike. During the pandemic, I never knew how to learn to ride a bike. I took all these classes in New York City on how to learn to ride a bike and never mastered it. And then somehow during the pandemic, I was inspired to just teach myself. And so I really, in some ways, that's kind of my philosophy is I teach myself and I like to teach myself, but that doesn't mean I don't rely on others to help me grow and help me get to the next level. But back to the bike story, I had a neighbor who, in my building, who knew of someone who left behind a bike. Nothing fancy, just a regular kid's bike, and exactly for my size, I'm short, so I wanted something that was easy to get started on and easy to practice and easy to learn. And I wanted to hire someone to teach me, but everyone's like, no, you don't need to hire anyone. And I was like, okay. And so I took the bike and I started practicing in my neighborhood. And this is a really humbling moment because there are many kids in my neighborhood who are like 5 and 6 who are watching me trying to get on a bike and explaining to me how to get on a bike and how to pedal. And it was a very humbling moment. And I hope that that's the kind of humbling moment is part of our everyday experiences. And so from there, I continued to practice many different times. I would just, at the end of the day, take the bike out and find a quiet space, empty space, and sometimes kind of like a section of a parking lot where there weren't many cars that I could just kind of take the bike and just practice. And I would even practice on the basketball courts because it was just kind of flat and easy and public space where people could see me in case I fall and hit my head or crash into a tree. And so after many different, times of trying to get on a bike and pedal, I was able to get on a bike and pedal. And what I really enjoyed about the experience is that I could go, and then we have this thing called Bike Sundays, where the roads are closed and we can just take our bike out and pedal. And I managed to get pretty far. I got to a train station that I would normally take the train to, because it's faster taking the train to 2 stops away. But I was able to bike, including biking downhill, which I used to be really scared about, and I still have some scary moments about, but the main lesson was that I did it. I survived it, and I continue to enjoy practicing and learning to hone my skills bike riding, because I have a lot to learn. I haven't quite gotten to, the bike that I have is a single speed bike, and it's not really functional for hill riding, but my point is I hope that I can use these experiences to help all of us in business. And one of the things that I learned as I started out in this area of helping people build online businesses, exactly as a freelancer, I just kind of went online on Upwork and started looking at jobs that were being posted or gigs being posted, and I applied, and whatever that I received an opportunity to be tested out for in someone else's business, I built curriculum, I built activities, learning outcomes, and from then I really started to appreciate the opportunity and wanted to go off and start my own business. And so 2 years later, I really formally began my business, applied and registered as an LLC, worked with some interesting clients, companies large and small, doing and building, taking books, online books, and turning them into courses. And so my whole premise of turning books into courses is really not just about making it easier to absorb the material in a book in different ways. It's really just about practicing my skills. It's also about practicing my skills as an instructional designer. I'm not a fully certified instructional designer. I kind of found my way backwards just by working in academia and doing training and teaching and curriculum. So I like to think a lot of my experiences are very backwards facing, because I feel like I learn afterwards. But the most important thing is I hope that any of you who are watching this get to know me, get to hear my philosophy and approach, and maybe join me next time live when I can get things started on time. Maybe you can bring your questions, and let's have a conversation. Whatever you're working on, I'm really good at sort of helping people work backwards. So let's just say you've started building your business and things aren't working. I'm really good at sort of helping you tweak things and fix things after the fact, because I've done a lot of that in my own business, so that I really have this really ability to reverse engineer a lot of different examples in my own business of where I went wrong, and sort of knowing, okay, so this is I kind of got ahead of myself, so this is what I need to do to work backwards. So that's a little bit about me. The other thing I wanted to share with you all is, if you're on this journey of building your online business, know that the journey is a journey, and it's an experience. And I like to think experiences over the years really strengthen us. And this is kind of some of my mindfulness aspect. And that past experiences really strengthen us, they really heal us, and they help us grow. So anytime you face a challenging experience in trying to start your online course teaching business, just know that those experiences are really fruitful, and sometimes we don't really know the lesson until much later on, and that's okay. At least the most important thing is to appreciate that these moments have insights and lessons for us later on. So wherever you are in your business, don't worry, don't get hung up on the details. The most important is to keep going, to keep trying. Sometimes it means taking a step back, because we can be so married in our own heads. We can get really caught up in our own heads, and that's okay. We keep trying, we keep going, and that's the most important thing. And if you're interested and you want to bring your questions live next time, feel free to reach out to me. My email is in the videos. I respond to every email. My goal is to really be a resource to help each and every one of you as much as I can from this point of view of as an educator and wanting to help. So please send me an email. Let me know what times you would be able to come to a live stream. And I hope we can all do this live together sometime soon. Thanks for watching, and feel free again to reach out with questions, feedbacks for suggested videos, and how I can really help. This is a learning experience for me, so I like to think that as I'm learning and growing and mastering this, YouTube and really growing this channel, that you'll be here on the journey with me and be able to bring some of these lessons into your own business. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.